Good evening, everyone. We will start the press conference after the match. Cska Moscow.
Please. So, good evening to everybody. I would like to congratulate Madrid for this win. We had a different mentality and different mindset today in the game comparing with the last one we played in Baskonia. But unfortunately, that was not enough. With such a good team that they played together in the last years, they haven't changed much in their roster. The two new additions, actually, the one didn't even check in the game, and the other played 20 minutes. I want to say that they have their runs, and this cost us a lot. They're 9-0 and 9-0 in both the first quarter and the third quarter, which is that 18-0 cost us a lot in down stretch. We were chasing the game a lot. We had a very good, some good parts in a game, and definitely that second quarter that they gave us the lead. They made some tough shots, like we make also some tough shots. But overall, the game also could have a different end at the end regarding the margin. I'm not saying about the outcome, but the margin was over there. 3 minutes, we were 6 points. We were chasing the game again. I'm saying that definitely the two runs, it cost us a lot. You see the stats, you'll figure out that the 60% that they shoot for twos and us shooting 34%, it gives you a quite clear picture of the percentages and the kind of shots we took. And for this trip in Spain so far, we have a lot of things to work on regarding the runs that the opponents did, because also in Baskonia we had the 9-0 and 13-0. And the turnovers, definitely those are the two things we have to talk a lot.
Questions for the coach, please.
Hi, Coach. Good night. Daniela Rivas, Diario Que. What would you take from today's and Baskonia's game despite the losses? Thank you.
Well, as I said, and I start my statement with that, the mindset we had today was different. We were very focused and we were determined to fight. But on the other hand, the two runs that we gave up on the first and the third quarter, and the same that happened in Baskonia in the first quarter and the start of the game, and also the last 3 minutes, actually 4:20, we were up 60-57 in Baskonia, and they run a 13-0 with 13 shooting free throws and making 10 out of that. So those are the facts. The turnovers, 35 turnovers combined in 2 games, is something also we have to see. And a lot of other details regarding my team, which I cannot definitely go that deep and share with you. But overall, I think I said a lot.
Any further questions for the coach? Thank you.
I can't seem to get you off my mind. You probably think that you are better now, better now. You only say that cause I'm not around, not around. You know I never meant to let you down, let you down. Would've gave you anything, would've gave you everything. You know I said that I am better now, better now. I only say that cause you're not around, not around. You know I never meant to let you down, let you down. Would've gave you anything, would've gave you everything. Whoa, I did not believe that it would end, no. Everything came second to the band, so you're not even speaking to my friends, no. You knew all my uncles and my aunts, though. 20 candles, blow 'em out and open your eyes. We were looking forward to the rest of our lives. Used to keep my picture posted by your bedside. Now I see you dresser with the socks you don't like. And I'm rolling, 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 rolling with my like it's Jonas, Jonas. Drinking Henny and I'm trying to forget, but I can't get this shit out of my head. You probably think that you are better now, better now. You only say.
Good evening again. We'll start the press conference with assessment from Pablo Lasso and question for the coach. Good evening. First, to congratulate him for the win. I think it was a match that we faced quite well. Just the second quarter that we tied up was an exchange of sorts, very nice for the spectator, but probably Tudors didn't like it, and I neither. They had Boyman open, they were quite proper, and it took us a bit of our defensive round. I think the defensive round from the 3 quarters was very good. Let's say we controlled the situation in the second half, and they were under 20 points in the other 3 quarters except for the second. I think that was key, because from our defense we were able to control the pace of the match. We moved the ball well. We found advantage situations with Gabi, with Facu in the pick and roll, different situations that we were able to find through the exits, and in general I think we had quite a solid match. And I'm very happy with the win against a great opponent. Questions for the coach as usual. Please identify yourself and the company you represent. We have the first on the back. Tommy Fernandez, Real Madrid Television. Pablo, good evening. Congratulations for this win. Weeks like this one, Pablo allows to provide a big leap in the classification. You're third. What does that tell you, and how do you assess that? Well, I don't give it as so much importance. Of course, you look at the classification, it's always better to see you as up as possible, but there's a lot of competition ahead. We know how difficult it is. And each match is very complex and very different. Today we had an opponent that was kind of, I don't know if angry at the Victoria match. It was close to win, didn't win, and I think it was quite a solid team. But we had to pay a lot of attention for the whole match. The fact of being third is not big on my head. There are many match days ahead, but of course right now our goal is the same, and it's better to have 7 than 6. That's normal. There's a lot of EuroLeague ahead of us, and it would be absurd just to think on the classification from today, because there are many matches, and matches are complex and difficult, and I always say that about EuroLeague. Don't think you're going to win this and you're going to lose that. In all of this, you have the opportunity to win or to lose, and you have to be able to play good matches because it's a really high level. And we see teams that are really at the same level. Pablo Javier from Planet ICB, 2 questions. 48 hours ago, one key player was missing, is Taylor, and I see that you may be thinking about defense with him against James. I would like for you to assess Campazzo's defense, where I think was very good on the player. And if you had to do any basic extra fast work to change what you've thought about. On the other side, I have to ask if you have an assessment from the sanctions from the legal club. Thank you. Regarding Jeff's injury, of course, he would have been minutes with James because he's a very vertical, very athletic player, and Jeff's a very good ball defender. But I think the ones who went through there, I think it was Fabian, Sergi, and Facu, did a very good job. Probably, and as I always say, when you decrease percentages, it's because you provide other things, and Boyman grew, especially in the first half, some rebounds. Well, but in general, I believe the players who were with James were very well. It was more difficult with others, but especially because of the traction as a player is, let's say, with so much focus as him. Regarding sanctions, right, not to say anything. Hello, Pablo. Alejandro Lopez from El Español. I would like for you to assess Gabi the core match, and for you to tell us what was that glance that you took to Tavares after the technical foul. That was his 4% foul, and it was like you were forgiving his life, literally. I think Gabi was quite solid. He's a very important player for us. He contributes with the load in the game, and probably everyone things about the points, but if I would have to highlight something, it would be the 11 rebounds. So this is a 6th. That means that he's a player that shares the ball very well. He looks for the plays well done. He's able to help on the rebound, so I think it's a very complete player. As I've always mentioned, it's his second season in Real Madrid. We knew that little by little we were going to get the best out of him, and I'm very happy for you to ask, because you value what he does, but which is something that I do, and on matches like today's it looks better. Regarding Eddie's, I'm pissed off because Eddie, and he has to get out of the match, and it was a great match. If you look at the plus and minus, he played for 14 minutes, and with him in the field we had plus 25. Probably that's not very much highlighted because he just scored once and 4 rebounds, but for me Eddie was being key for our defensive performance. And then you get out of the match because it's a third foul and a technical foul that I believe he has to control. And I believe he's the first one who knows. I understand in the moment you're doing 80, and I'm not sure he's the one who understands that it was a hard moment. You have to bench him with 4 fouls when there was a lot of match ahead of them. So I can't understand the first 2 that were that foul. The third one was a 4, and then he has a technical one. Well, I think it's a mistake that damages the team. And first, I'm sure that the first one understanding that is him. I'm not worried about that. Hello, Pablo, Daniela Rivas for the Area OK. I would like you to give us a personal assessment of Javier Cosera after the week he was out, especially in the third quarter. He has 4 out of 4 in shots, and he was very good on both sides of the court. And in general, how do you face going back to the domestic competition after these 2 matches and wins against 2 very important opponents? Within these very demanding days that I started with the Barca match, that it seemed that it was a world of time ago. It was just 8 days. It was only 8 days ago, and it seemed that it was a very long time ago. To lose players always damaging because you need all of them. Everyone to be ready. Fabian got this flu. On being cautious, we decided to stop him on Sunday. He was not able to play on Tuesday, but the doctor talked to us and he said that maybe he would be right for Friday. I believe his contribution was very good, not just on third quarter, also at the beginning he was quite solid. He was able to get in, to find situations. Defensively he was fine. So I believe that help from Fabian today was very important because he's a player that gives us a lot on pick and roll defensive situations. So I'm very happy that he is back. Regarding domestic competition, what is our life? Having to play less than 48 hours again. We know that we're going to play against a team that has been preparing for the whole week, the match, and for us it's a difficult exercise of effort, work, concentration, because we play against a great opponent like Gran Canaria with very good players in all positions. So to rest today and try and recover the best possible way tomorrow and to prepare the match as the best possible way for Sunday. Carlos Sanchez last for in Madrid. It doesn't seem easy to win 5 matches in a row in this U-League the way the thing is and the level is. You go from 2-3 of balance to 7-3, scoring 104 points and 87 today. How do you assess that quantitative leap and that very good streak of results but also of match? I believe it's part of the process. You have bad moments and very bothersome with the idea that the team needs to commit as least possible mistakes as possible to mix EuroLeague and League in Bilbao. For instance, I told the guys that I thought we played a good match. If you don't score, you won't win. Sometimes we work properly in on the attacks and we were working properly in the defense, but we didn't score and Bilbao did right and they won. But as a coach, it doesn't have to damage me or the team to win or lose. To win and think everything is okay? No, because we had mistakes today that we can improve, and we talked about Eddie to mention one because we had many. But if you decrease the number of mistakes, you will be closer from the win. Obviously, basketball is scoring. If they call 8 penalties and you missed all of them, you will not win the match. So the normal thing is to score penalties. But I think the team is right. Everyone's understanding what a team needs is part of a process, and for me, it's just anecdotic to having won 5 in a row. The important thing is to win and for the team to play properly. And in such a demanding calendar, it's difficult to maintain 11 in all match days. And we're playing against big teams. And the only thing I'm thinking about today is to rest properly because we have a difficult match on Sunday. Any more questions? Okay, thank you. Good evening.
I'm betting you like people, and I'm betting you love freak mode, and I'm betting you like girls to give love to girls and stroke your little ego. I bet you I'm guilty, your honor. That's just how we live.